Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the Firing Pin Live,
Ooh.
where we go live at the firing pin and talk about stuff.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
This is a very interesting. We've never
gone face to face.
we've done it a lot of different ways, but I don't know if we've ever done it like this.
Never made
Yeah.
eye contact like this
Usually the
before.
lights aren't on. Wow. There's a lot of people
The lights are usually on.
had a lot of things just confirmed. Just you and tonight. No Pat.
All right, I'm
And
out.
no. All right.
Just you.
All right. All right. No Pat.
Get that
no.
red background.
No Joe. Yeah, I can switch the light over. My computer still. It's just the thing is spinning. I think it's still waiting for Y2K. Is what it is. I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened.
I was like 3.
It was a thing. Dude, it was a thing.
Yeah, like
Think
three,
about
3.5.
Think about all the bullshit leading up to the eclipse. How much like the government? It's the same. It was the same basically. And then like imagine like if the sun like that didn't even happen. That was what Y2K was, right?
Yeah, like I was alive for it, but I have no idea what, like, the fear was just that like all the computers would hit 000 and then everything would just crash.
Yeah, the
Planes would
computers
fall
would,
out of the sky.
computers would like think it was the year 1900 and be like, does not compute.
Sex
And
robots
then
would
just-
clamp up.
That's the real scary part. Your pilot's just up there and then it's just clenches on. And, yeah, flying the plane.
Just dive straight down. Oh, hi, Gemma. My grandma's watching.
Oh, that's great. That's hello.
Let us know in
where-
the comments. Were you scared about your sex robot during Y2K?
there are dozens of us. Where were you last weekend? I was here streaming. Where were you?
Oh yeah, no. I was like, wait, we didn't even stream last weekend.
No, took last weekend off. Just
We didn't
Life.
take enough off the last month. So
Yeah.
we just
yeah, we didn't hit our quota yet. So, but we're here. We are here this week. We have a lot of things to talk about. There's been a lot of updates to the building. It's like
Oh.
it's being built
well, not
right
now.
out here.
It's not being built like
Wow.
as we speak. It's kind of late. But
On average, it's being built right now. Like if you like over the course of the month, there is a time that it is being built. So like, yeah, it's being built right now. It's cool.
whoa, dude.
On a molecular level, they're getting over there. Tell the people, what's it look like?
Metal.
Should we like we'll have the cartoonist put in like heavy metal music right here? Yeah.
Can you explain the cartoonist?
I can't.
Okay.
No, that's unexplainable. I don't know if I'm doing this right. It wants me to give an email.
Have you signed in?
They're gonna electronically mail me
I thought you had an account.
like my personal account. Ew.
McArdle, is it common?
Ick.
Or do you have your own account? Try info. Sorry, we're doing a little
It's okay.
live
No
on
account
there
exists.
behind the scenes.
It's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. Do we have any comments that can bail us out?
Can you help us log into our
Great. No
stream?
account exists with that email. That's great. Okay. Whatever. I tried that one. Whatever. I'll just be a pretty face.
Can
like
you
usual.
see if you can get him as a collaborator?
Ooh.
Sorry.
So the government.
Michael has a question.
The government's trying to get me as a collaborator too. It's a joke.
Did you get your Daniel?
Oh. Is that how you know?
Yeah.
That's how you'll know. Okay.
Like when you become in the Illuminati, they kidnap you. When you start working for the FBI or CIA, they send you a Daniel defense. in the mail.
Interesting. Okay. Is that what that van was doing across the street?
Probably
today?
that van. Yeah.
Probably.
Probably recruiting.
Probably. You can do the info.
So Michael says, question, having done no research myself, how does one acquire a semi-auto permit without already having a pistol permit? Yeah.
So it's essentially the same process. From what I've understood, every county is a little bit different still. Genesee County, you would have to take a 4-hour, I believe, safety class. So that's really the only difference. The application is the same. I mean, you're essentially just not checking a box at the top of it, from what I presume, saying you want a pistol permit. Everything else is the same as far as we're aware. I don't know anybody that's gotten just a semi-auto permit. I don't want to say because there's no point, but kind of because there's no point. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. So that'd be interesting. I don't know if somebody out there wants to be that test case
or has one. Let us know what the process was.
Yeah. If you got just that.
It's wild how different every county is in New York. We tried to get on the list for every county in New York, even counties 6 or 7 hours away. And one of the most interesting county to get your pistol permit in is Broome County. That's like the Binghamton area. They do it by township. So if you live in Binghamton, you have to apply through Binghamton. If you live in Johnson City, you have to go to Johnson City. And those are really the only towns I know there.
I guess Monroe County kind of does it the same way. If you live in the city of Rochester, you go through the city of Rochester. You don't go through the sheriff's department.
Well, you still go through the county clerk.
True. That is weird. It's very weird. New York, again, get your shit together. It's not that hard. Just get rid of all the process entirely.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the permit. Just get rid of it.
Repeal the Sullivan Act.
I don't want it. Do you want it? Nobody asked me when I was born.
Nobody asked me to consent to taxes either.
Yeah. Let's get rid of all of it. I'm fine with that. So we should probably talk about our amazing friends down at Beyond Driven, performance and fitness and performance. That way I can't get it wrong if I say it both ways.
I just call them Beyond Driven Fitness.
Yeah.
Get swole.
Louis, our boy Louis down there teaching classes, having tons of fun. Open 24 hours, right? Genesee County's #1 rated gym.
Like clearly I stopped going, but that doesn't mean you should stop. You should definitely.
I'm in bulking phase.
You can have all this gear, but like if you can't run,
doing like a good 30-year bulk. then I'll cut.
Don't be a loot drop. Don't be a loot drop. Come into the shop looking like a loot drop. I'm gonna remember where you live.
Yeah.
Again, for legal reasons, that's a joke.
For legal reasons. It says I'm backstage.
Cool. Congrats.
Only the host can see me.
You should be able to see comments.
The comment section's wild right now.
Oh, there we go. What's up, fellers? Hi. Comment section is out of control. Hello, Jim. So we had, going along with the semi-auto rifle permit thing, do you need a semi-auto rifle permit to own semi-auto rifles?
If you had semi-automatic rifles prior to the law coming into effect, which was September 22, I want to say.
Yep.
You're totally grandfathered in and okay. However, if you are looking to buy even a complete lower, it is, again, the laws aren't always super clear, but it is our interpretation that you have to have a semi-automatic rifle permit just because, you just have to have, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make the argument that it is a bolt action. You can make it into a bolt action with like the Cali key, but then you have to put yourself in the mindset, okay, cool, that's great, you did that. But now you get arrested. Now you have to go sit on trial with 12 people that hate guns. Are you going to be able to explain that to them? And so, yeah, it's tough. New York sucks.
It definitely is tough. And it's tough, especially when the narrative put out there is still that same old, like, nobody needs an AR-15.
Yeah,
I was just listening to the radio the other day, and the discussion was, like, young people in general don't go out like they used to. Like, if you look at the, like, high school to college aged crowd, like, kids aren't going out. They're not partying. They're not going to, like, concerts. They're not going to public spaces. And, you know, people were addressing a whole bunch of reasons. And then, like, one caller either called or wrote in saying, like, why aren't we talking about guns? Like, that's why young people aren't going out there. And they specifically were like, young people aren't going out there because of concealed carriers with guns. And it's like, let's look up all the statistics of all these, cases of violence. It's not a concealed carrier doing those. It's some dude who, the government issued him day in the defense, and he waltzed in and committed this terrible atrocity.
Yeah.
If anything, the concealed carry people saved the day. And you look at places, like that terrible tragedy that happened in Buffalo at the Tops, like those people, because of New York system, were really not able to arm themselves.
And they were
Nobody
targeted.
in there could stop it. And like it's in his manifesto. That's why he picked.
targeted them.
Yeah, like absolutely insane.
I mean, one of the reasons I go out is because I conceal carry. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
get too
like-
paranoid and I get freaked out. Like people are crazy.
You can either, sit and be reliant on everyone to take care of all your needs, right? Or you
Which
can,
sounds great. I wish I lived in a society where everything I wanted was just taken care of instantly. And
and it's an old saying, but like when seconds count, the police are minutes away. Like even with amazing response times, like even if sheriff's deputy was right down the road, you call 911, it's going to take too long
has to
for
go
them.
dispatch
to get
has
here.
to figure out what's
Yeah.
going on.
So Jonathan says that we got to pump these rookie numbers up. So yes, text your friends, let them know
We have issues with Facebook now.
we went live.
Still.
Yeah, we're like shadow banned.
Like it's not even
Hardcore.
shadow. It's we're just like algorithm banned.
Being eclipsed.
Trademark. Yeah, Facebook, like it hurts because I get to see all the analytics. That's kind of what I do a lot of, the
Mhm.
analytics. There is a clear time from when we got our page unpublished and started getting slapped really hard in December 23. Yeah, 23. And you can just see the trend of where we get like 200-300 likes a post,
Right.
like 20-30 shares a post. And now it's 20 people will
Right.
like it and see it.
You pretty much only see our page when you seek it out.
Yeah.
You have to search us in the top. Like we will never just show up in your feed,
Some people get lucky and they get it in their feed, but like we're not.
Is that okay? So you have to follow and like pages now. So
That confuses me.
it'd be cool if people did that.
Liked
I don't know
and
if
followed,
people-
yeah.
Yeah. So like I don't know if you want to check your Facebook settings, but like it's stupid. And then isn't there like turn notifications on too? Is that like
You can.
every time?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing we have to make sure we never do. I hate the new so and so tagged you and others in a post, right? And it's just like the at everyone or like at followers.
I always try to do that, but it never works for me.
Yeah, don't ever do that for our page.
Oh, that's annoying. But
Super
posting
annoying.
posting 5 times in a day isn't.
They don't see it anyways. StreamYard is gone.
Not for me.
It says decent lighting helps you look amazing.
Sorry. We're kind of far back.
Fail. Here we are. Look at this. There we are. Look at me. I couldn't see me before.
Don't forget the microenvironment.
Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry.
Yes.
The other issue
We're
is
preserving it for later.
Ooh.
Like that.
So like we're moving away. We're not moving away from Facebook. We'll always be on Facebook. We have too big of a following on Facebook to move completely away from it.
Mhm.
Instagram's always doing really good for us still, despite having a drastically less follower base.
And it's the same company.
It's all
weird.
meta.
Like, right?
But
Makes no sense.
we usually get a couple hundred likes on our Facebook, our Instagram stuff, and our YouTube page has been popping off.
Yes.
Our YouTube channel, I guess.
Thanks to the cartoonist.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's been
Fredo, you're the goat.
it's been great. Although, did you see the video? I think it was a short that went up. Was it the one yesterday or the day before about kids with guns in school?
Yeah,
So have you seen the analytics on that one?
38 views.
Usually they get like 200 to 300 views.
To-
Like a good
to
one will get
11,000.
500. Yeah, or right. But like our baseline is kind of like 200 to 300, right? And yeah, that one's got like 30.
30.
You probably-
Yeah.
I've seen it 5 times.
did
You've
not
probably seen it
did not
5
hit the
times. Like,
algorithm.
well, did you see like the thumbnail for it? Probably why.
Kid with a gun. Yeah.
Probably why. I mean, I thought it was a good topic that we brought up. That like a kid brought a gun to school.
It's cool.
And
Good.
like,
Good for him.
no, stop that. Stop that.
I
Mike
riff.
asked he has a question on the new building, which is great because we can talk about the new building for a little bit. We've seen a lot of progress on the new
Progress,
building
maybe.
since kind of the last update that we have given. I'll have to post a picture here over the next couple of days. We'll see. So we have got like all of the structural steel up. I say we. All of the structural steel is up. All of the membrane, which is like the vapor barrier, like the house wrap, right?
Like-
Is up.
the vape.
No, not like that. Our store is actually straight edge, so it's not into that kind of stuff. And so, Mike, to answer your question, we are trying to get the range done first. The range is more complex, obviously, than the store.
Considerably.
We are doing the range build out ourselves, like we did the first time around. So we know that will take us a while between, keeping the day-to-day store running and building all that out. So we're working on that, and we hope that they can kind of open at the same time, obviously, right? But it'll be, the store when it opens, we might have some folding tables, and it might look a little bleak and bare on the inside.
We're gonna have to build it out again.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
takes time.
Exactly.
If you look at pictures of the shop when it first opened, there was nothing. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Very bare. So we did it once. We'll do it again. And, the range is kind of the heart and soul of the place. So I think we get that up and running, and the retail side will follow. And we are committed to really doing things right. That's why, we might just not have fixed, we might, like I said, we might just have like normal tables and stuff, or maybe some of the old ones that we had before the fire that we were able to save until we're able to put the high end stuff in that we want to. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So yeah, make sure you turn your notifications on. Moral of the story, if you want to see all this stuff, and make sure you're liked and followed. I don't know why it's two different things now. So stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid. What kind of new stuff have we gotten in lately? Should we tell people about the big deal that we got?
From that one company.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one little, those
Yeah.
little guys on there.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you.
Oh my God. So you didn't do anything with it, but people like Josiah and Cam, superstars of the company,
I'd agree.
should we name names? I don't think we should name names, right? Like a local company that we've worked with a lot in the past reached out, and they just wanted to downsize a lot of their like research and development guns. So they had a huge collection because they make accessories, right, for guns. So they wanted to make sure they could make the right accessories for every model. So we bought 130 handguns, and we sold a fair amount of those, but we still probably have a good 100 that I guess either come down to the shop or, again, keep your eyes open for updates on what, the trouble is a lot of them didn't have parts like firing pins or recoil springs. So we got to put those in there and
Yeah.
get them functional.
Price is dependent on the gun, of
Mhm.
course,
Yeah.
but sub 500 for almost
Right. Yeah.
everything.
They're all good used guns, good like Gen 4 and 5 Glocks for maybe no
Gen
fives.
3, Gen 4.
Okay, yeah.
Gen
let's be
2
real.
to
There were
4.
some fives, weren't there? Maybe like one. They might have kept those actually. Now that I think about it, because they're still making those.
I didn't put my
obviously.
hands in any Gen
Yeah,
5s.
A lot of stuff in the $200 to $300 to $400 at the most range. So that'll be pretty cool. It's always fun to get some good used stuff in. We've been turning away almost all the used
Yeah.
lately because we just don't have the room for it.
We seriously,
tough.
it's hard to even walk in the back cage. Like there's no room. We're definitely looking to get a lot of used stuff when the shop is back open, because we're gonna have the space to handle it, and
Mhm.
that's a big part of having a shop like this is the used inventory.
It's a lot of fun. I'm dating myself. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Tent City was a fixture in Rochester for 50 plus years probably, and it was just this awesome multi-story. They sold camping stuff, and I mean way back in the day it was like a department store. They sold everything. You get school clothes there and shoes and whatever. Towards the tail end of it, it was all Army surplus stuff. It was just in this really cool old industrial building in Rochester. And so, yeah, Army surplus will be huge. I see Jeremiah, hey buddy, wrote a very cool comment. That's what he's excited for, just to see all the fun and exciting Millicerp stuff that I come across. You know me, I love my auctions. So yeah, John, that's a good idea of a drive-through. That's not a bad idea. I
It'd just be
wonder-
so hard with all of the background checks.
It would be tough.
It would have to be like a Sonic where you skate
It would
out.
definitely have to be. All right. Well, that's settled. All right.
It's just
That's settled.
background check in your car.
Silkies, right? Oh,
Me in a tank top with silkies.
there's-
I threw up in my mouth.
I mean, there's a lot of people, unfortunately, now that they come down to buy ammo, they do the background check, and they get a delay of a few hours, of a few days, of a few weeks. Like, it's, first of all, completely unconstitutional and beyond messed up that happens.
A right delayed is a right denied.
It's not a bad idea, though, to have maybe an easy, way. We have to basically build a little drive-through loop around, the building.
What's more
But
concrete?
What's more, yeah.
Yeah, just pave it. Blacktop. Blacktop. It's blacktop or blacktop.
I'll get my friend Lightning McQueen to do it. We've been watching Cars a lot lately, so he'll just tow it behind his self, I guess, the race car. You know what's weird about that movie? So, like, if you're born a semi-truck, you just have to work your whole life. If you're like, there was like a blimp. There's like the race day, and like they zoom out, and there's like the Goodyear blimp, and he's alive. He's a whatever, a blimp person, a blimpson.
Blimp self.
Blimpsem. Like, helium's not free. Like, does he just have to work his whole life to like afford to live?
It's like in time. Like
Yeah.
time on your wrist.
Oh, who was talking about that the other day at the shop where we were laughing about, like, in that universe, like, the Vietnam War happened.
It was World War II because that was in planes.
Right? But like in Cars, there's a Vietnam veteran, and maybe even a World War II veteran. I guess Sarge is a World War II Jeep. So, like, did those wars happen in the Cars
definitely.
universe? Like, there's the army.
Well, I was telling you about how like all the Disney movies are connected. There's a huge like 2-hour-long YouTube video on it that I don't know how I watched and why I did it.
Watch us watch it.
Like, it all starts with like that dinosaur, not like the old dinosaur movie from 2001, but like the newer dinosaurs movie. Like, there's an asteroid that nearly misses. It nearly hits Earth, but it doesn't hit Earth, so dinosaurs stay alive and they all can talk. That's why all the creatures can talk.
What?
Yeah, and then like
Land Before Time.
kind of.
Littlefoot.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah.
yeah. Dan Schneider liked that.
Okay. John S. says, good evening, our friend, my friend. Yes, John, honor system, Mr. L there.
Wish it worked.
Ammo delivery. You bring up an interesting question about ammo delivery. We were having a debate here at the shop. The law says that you cannot order ammo from outside of the state and have it delivered in to your front door. But it begs the question, I mean, nowadays you have to do a background check for the ammo. So, like, John, if you pass the background check for the ammo, shouldn't I be able, as a dealer in the state, shouldn't I be able, like, you are allowed to have this ammo. Here it is. I mean, I guess I see the argument that anybody could pick it up off the porch, but I think that's kind of a loose argument.
Can't you just have somebody sign for it? Like,
yeah, like if this has got to be signed by John, right? Then I should be able to send it to him, right? I don't know. It's a great question. We, didn't. We are too hesitant, and it sucks that there's no one you can call to get clarification on these things in New York. They just say, do it and let a judge figure it out.
pretty much. That's how it feels.
Yeah, it's a great way to have a relationship like
Then it shouldn't be a law, in my opinion. Like,
it really shouldn't be. And I mean, if you look at how many liquor licenses are out there in the state, 50 or 60,000. It's like a ridiculous amount of establishments that are licensed. And there's a structure to it. And you can ask questions and get in writing, like, yes, you can do this. No, you cannot do this. The rules state this. And in New York, they have all these laws, but then they're so open to interpretation and there's questions.
which is illegal.
And they basically just let them figure it out. Let you guys figure it out and let the judges figure it out instead of having some type of, let's meet together as an industry and the state and, like they do with
Just tell them they're wrong.
vehicle laws, and regulations like, okay, well, we can't do that. That's crazy. Or this would make sense. We just don't get that seat at the table.
Michael says he doesn't mind paying a transfer fee if it keeps the local places open and available for transfers anyways. I appreciate that. We don't really want to do transfer fees, but
Yeah.
I always say sometimes I wish I worked in a bakery where I could just sell you a muffin. Like, here, they'll be $2.50, and then you get to walk out with, like, we work in an industry where everything has to be so logged. It's very monotonous
Everything
to
is
bring
tracked.
something.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of man hours behind taking in stuff.
Mhm.
So I do appreciate that. We are working on a little bit of a spoiler. different membership tiers and revamping our membership program where transfer fees might not be a thing.
Yeah. Certain tiers of members will probably have that included,
Yeah.
waived.
Well-
Yeah. I know it's kind of been sitting here in the front, but we do want to plug Freedom Weekend is coming up June 8th and 9th
Can't see it.
here at the Firing Pin. This is going to be our 10th anniversary, buddy.
It's weird.
Did you ever think that would happen?
Yes, but
It's crazy though. Crazy that we're here though. And you were there for the first one. You're here
it's right after my car accident.
for real. Yeah. Yeah, you've missed a couple, but
I didn't even miss the first one.
we're here. We're here and
That's how I got this
Down
scar.
ask me how about I got these scars.
Please don't. I cry.
Please don't. Yeah, and Mike, unfortunately, with the transfer fees, like the state charges us $250, and we, for ammo and $9 for a gun. California's system, New York copied their legislation basically, and the California model, they take a look at the background check department, and they say, okay, it cost, whatever the number is, it costs this much to run the department. And they did this many checks. So you divide those two out, and whatever it comes out to, that's what it costs now to run a background check. So it's I think the definition of a racket,
Yeah.
right? So a racket is where you come up with, like, you devised the problem and then you sell me the solution to fix the problem that you created, right?
Which I'd go to prison for doing.
Exactly. But the government can do it no problem in the interest of public safety, when really they're squashing. How many troopers and how many law enforcement have you seen get boned by this? Countless, right? Which, not that they're any different than we are, but like, it's just so funny how, we gotta keep the people safer. But like, well, what do you mean I gotta wait for my ammo now? Like, not like that. I didn't want it like that. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. We had the perfect system that was, I don't want to say free, because we do pay for it through
taxes.
federal tax dollars, but to the New York State taxpayer, we had a free system that worked perfectly. And we're still using that system,
With another layer of efficient
but now
government.
the state just takes the information from me and asks the feds, and then gets the answer from the feds and then gives it to me.
And we're still paying taxes for it.
And you're still paying for the federal system, right? Yeah, it's not like you don't have to pay for that one. You still have to pay
So
for
they're
that
double
one.
dipping.
And now you got to pay for the state. And then, man, those pensions are going to be nice. They're going to have a nice office down there in Albany. It's a new department. We got to furnish it with new stuff. They're going to have, all sorts of interns and all of the resources. It's a needless expense. It really is scary. They didn't answer my first FOIA request, which means I think they automatically denied it if they don't answer it within the whatever. So I would love to, I've said it before, I'm really trying to find someone that I could work with that knows what they're doing with that FOIA and FOIL type of stuff, where we could do some investigative journalism and see, how did New York State get so smart? I just want to put it bluntly. Like, they've kind of fumbled around with gun laws in the past, and they've really been kind of ineffective. All of a sudden they wisened up. And it's like, what conference did they go to?
Kimberman.
Who did they hire? Right? Like, which one of us sold out that used to, like, say, be in the gun industry, and then they were just like, hey, Kathy, like, you bring me on at some high-end government job for the rest of my life, and like, I will tell you how to write the laws and how to implement these things. They're going to absolutely squash the Second Amendment, because that's what they've done. That's what they've done. I mean,
Jeremiah says, couldn't New York State be charged under the RICO Act? And I think that's hilarious. Like, as I've gotten older and the more I look at the government, they are just the mob.
Mhm.
They have a monopoly.
Yeah.
Like, if any other company were to do what they do, they would be slapped hard.
yeah,
There's no competition.
right.
Like,
Yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the competing DMV?
right?
You know what I mean?
LOL. Lasted wait time.
Sheriff's deputy, I refute your arrest. I'm going to go to your competition. Like, it doesn't work like that.
They make you pay money.
Yeah.
To protect you.
Yeah.
And they don't even do that.
And they can just tell you no. Like, you could call 911 and plead and beg for help, and they can just be like, no, nope. Don't feel like it.
Yeah,
Click.
sorry, dangerous.
And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you could do.
Let us know in the comments how the government's a mob in your eyes. I
Yeah.
want to see what you guys think.
It is crazy. It's crazy. We
But I'm crazy. No, I'm the crazy one whenever I bring any of this up.
right. I'm not even wearing my tinfoil hat. Excuse me.
I just like they embedded it in there. You didn't have the surgery?
I eat a little piece of tinfoil every day, and I've not noticed any coming out. So I think it's just building up.
I just did the surgery where they put it in there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's under my it's in my scalp.
You got that titanium tinfoil, titanium foil.
Titanium foil. Titanium tin alloy.
Oh,
Does that
my
exist?
gosh.
Josiah, does that metals? Does that exist?
It will.
What would that be called? Hold on, I gotta look that up.
Oh, we didn't really get a chance to do any research before the stream. Usually, lately, we've been trying to do a little digging to get some latest and greatest industry news. I don't really have any. We saw Delton made a pistol.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you know about it?
The DT20, which Delton
Mm.
D and T. The 20 though is kind of a mystery because it holds 15 rounds in the magazine. I just don't know, like, I don't know, DT20, whatever. It kind of looks like a Springfield XD in a way. It kind of just looks like an imported. I don't know. They're made here in the States though, so kind of a neat. I don't know. We sold a lot of Delton kits, and our rental guns were Deltons.
They're great for entry level,
Mhm.
like kind of joke on Delton, but if you're just looking to get into the AR-15 platform, it's a great place to start.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong until you start shooting that thing enough where you're gonna like break it or it falls apart or you find the deficiencies in it. But like for the, like you said, the casual shooter who just comes to the range 2, 3, 10 times a year, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
I got a cool one.
Yeah.
Chicago sues Glock. They're working on suing Glock over criminals' illegal modifications. Um,
Why not?
yeah.
Why not?
So from what it seems like, the switches that, switches are cool. I think we should have
Yeah.
a couple here.
Nintendo.
Great system.
Yeah.
That a lot of the criminals use. I guess there's been like Glock logos on those switches,
Oof.
and because Glock is being branded on it,
Big
illegal.
move. I won't say what I was going to say about their horse program. It's okay.
You should watch that stream.
Speaking of being sued, I saw New York State Rifle and Pistol Association put out a alert regarding the vintage firearms store. Are you familiar with that one?
No.
So he's the guy that's unfortunately the Tops shooter bought the rifle from that guy. 100%. I mean, I shouldn't like put myself out there and say like it was 100% an okay sale. But from everything that I've read, like he did the background check fine. The guy passed. Like there's only so much you can do
Yeah.
as a retailer. You can't tell what anybody's going to do.
I mean, you
what
always
their
ask questions
intentions
because
are.
we are that first barrier. Like working the gun counter, we're always gonna we're gonna be nice and friendly, but it's a gun. You have to kind of probe.
And we certainly, somebody the other day told me when you go to like Field and Stream to buy a gun, there's like questions that they ask, like, what are you going to use the gun for and stuff like that. And it's all like automated now. But yeah, you definitely have that conversation. And, you want to buy a Ruger 1022? What are you
Why?
going to use it
Yeah.
for? It's like, oh, well,
Elk hunting?
yeah, right. And it's like, oh, okay.
Okay,
Maybe,
weird.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna feel you out here or whatever. But so yeah, the vintage, I think it's Vintage Firearms LLC, little shop, little tiny hole in the wall, almost a kitchen table, but he's got a little shop, right? He's being sued. I think I read it was either 5 or 6 different civil suits. So like he did nothing criminally wrong, but I don't know if it's New York. I think New York specifically is one of the only states where gun manufacturers, licensed dealers, like we can be held responsible. I mean, could you imagine if Ford or Chevy were sued for a drunk driver's actions?
Right.
Like, we didn't design the car for that purpose. Like we, same thing if it was a Smith & Wesson, whatever it was, like we designed that rifle for home defense, target shooting, whatever.
That is kind of
Law
a hard
enforcement.
argument with guns because anyone that tells you guns aren't designed to kill is kind of wrong. Yeah, there's a huge recreation and sport aspect of it, but that's why they were invented in the first
I
place.
guess if you look up murder, like items used to commit murders, like hammers
are pretty high up
lead
there.
that list. Hammers,
Fists.
baseball bats, and knives.
Fentanyl.
So, like, are you going to sue Buck Knives because your knives are used statistically in more murders?
I mean, it sets
Like,
precedence to be able to do that.
that's not. I would argue a gun's purpose is to propel a projectile, right? Like a knife's purpose is to cut. You can do with that. You can
Whatever
cut
you want.
rope. You can cut this. You can use that projectile to punch a hole in a piece of paper or defend a loved one, or from a law
A deer.
enforcement, or right? Yeah, you can hunt with it. You can defend our country with it. So that's a tough. I'm not trying to shit on you.
No, yeah.
I see your point, and I think that's a good counterpoint to it.
I'm not saying that advocating that companies should be sued because their
Of course
stuff is used wrong.
but that's what
It's
I
not-
always hate the us versus them mentality. But there is a anti-gun side, and that is one of their arguments. Is like we said before, no one should own one of these items, and we see this so plainly as such a logical like fallacy, because the AR-15. I mean, okay, let's break it down. What don't you like about it? Okay, it's a powerful cartridge. Well, okay,
That's a 22.
relatively speaking, but like a rifle that you're totally okay with because it's got a wood stock, like technically that shoots a more powerful cartridge that could be more powerful at further distances. Like we can't be mad at computers for accelerating our First Amendment rights, just like we can't be mad at firearms being better made and easier to operate. Like we really have to separate those things. And again, we as pro-gun people see that, but it's a very hard and uphill fight for our rights, and they're constantly under attack. I think we as pro-gun people, we see based Roger Benitez over here making his decision, and we're like, we did it, victory. It's like, no, as soon as that decision came out, there was 10 versions of every mom against gun violence, or whatever the hell the group is called, like trying to think of the next way. Like, well, now we have to ban them this
No,
way.
left,
Now we have
left,
to ban them this way. Yeah, like
Helldivers reference. Sorry.
so cool.
You don't play.
I've never
You know what other enemies your guns have?
Rust.
Rust.
Do it.
You know how you can protect your guns from rust? Our other stream sponsor, Arms Preservation Inc.
Look at
Um,
that.
How are these guys doing? We got a box of ammo that I think survived the fire. I'm sorry to the guy that bought it. So we put them in. They were like destroyed. They're actually looking pretty good.
Oh wow, that
If
that
anybody's been
micro-
following.
that micro environment has been doing work.
No, like these actually look really good.
They do.
If you're in sometime, you should definitely come and try and check this out. Yeah, tasty.
Still fresh.
Arms Preservation Inc. locally made blue bags. Definitely try to sell them to everybody that buys bulk ammo, because you're probably not going to shoot it all, especially if you're scared of the election and you're being smart and you're buying your ammunition months in advance instead of the night of the election when all of the ammo is off the shelves and impossible to get. You're going to be storing it. So definitely store it in anti-corrosion inhibiting devices.
Especially these days with the ammo background check, you may as well buy.
Yeah,
in
make it worth
bulk.
it.
Right.
Make it worth it.
Yeah. So we've got Freedom Weekend coming up on June 8th and 9th. Why don't you tell the people some of the things we've got planned this year?
We're still working in the planning of stuff. I can count out some of the vendors we have.
And we have some sponsors
We
already.
we have a ton of we have more sponsors this year than we've ever had, and
Quick shout out to Rochester Precision Optics.
always
They have been our title sponsor now for several years. I think this is at least the third year that they've been our premier sponsor of Freedom Weekend. Rochester Precision Optics is a local company here, right in Rochester, as the name implies. And they make literally some of the most precise optics, lenses, anything that you're going to look through that needs to be super high end. We can't really name, we know a lot of the things that they make, but we're not allowed to say. Let's just say things that help you like see in the dark. Some of the best of the ones that are made. The lenses in those are made right here in Rochester.
hell yeah.
And there are some very nice, that's like tip of the spear type of stuff. But they've also got like
A lot of medical machinery.
medical machinery or like things that you could buy. Like there's items we sell in the pin that we have, like thermal devices, that you will be able to look through, and that stuff was made here in Rochester. They are hiring. They are
always
hiring.
because they're always expanding.
Absolutely. And they've got all types of, from like production, like you're in the warehouse, you're making products, like entry level stuff. I mean, they've said like if you have a good attitude and you have like a high school diploma and you are allowed to work in this country, like they will find a job for you over there. But then they've got, like marketing stuff they're always looking for, and engineers and higher end jobs too. So RPO, Rochester Precision Optics, check them out. There's a link down in the comments below.
Just to kind of keep just keep going off of RPO. I recently found out that one of my friends that I don't see too often, he works at RPO.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way, you work at RPO. And he was telling me how much he loves it. That's another thing. A lot of our customers also work at RPO, and it just sounds like a great place to work. So
It does.
I'm a fan.
But not so nice that you would want to leave the firing pin.
Make me
Firing
an
pin's
offer.
definitely better.
Make me an offer.
Mm,
That's what we're doing this live.
They don't have a-
We're
they
going to
don't-
negotiate.
they don't
Tyler's
have an indoor
contract.
range. They don't have an indoor range.
Not
Maybe they
yet.
do. Not
We
yet.
have another new sponsor.
Yeah.
API is also a sponsor of Freedom Weekend. They are every year. We love and appreciate them. They actually bumped it up this year. They went pretty hard. So
Thanks, guys.
thank you.
It's awesome.
Thanks, Mitch. They actually have another company, kind of Mitch and his team, called Evolution Marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They are phenomenal. They're not technically sponsors, but if you have a business and you want to,
Yeah.
have your website looking as cool as our website does, it's definitely you should go through.
I was definitely one of those business owners where I didn't think I needed marketing help, and I could just do it, and I would post on Facebook and I would get the engagement that I was getting, and I was happy with that. And same with our website, like, we would get the traffic that like, okay, these are good numbers to us because we've never seen anything different. And then we finally, after probably years, I don't want to say of him bugging us, it was never like bugging us,
Yeah.
but like, guys, like, I can make some things happen for you.
So that was like the first thing I did as GM is I just, all right,
Like,
this is
we
what
got to
I'm
go
doing.
with
I'm
Mitch.
gonna
Yeah,
revamp
and
everything.
it's been amazing. Their team has really pulled out all the stops, and if you own a business and you want to take it to the next level, Evolution Marketing. Yeah,
And I don't want to make this whole stream about pitching sponsors, but
but to pitch a sponsor,
we got to pitch one last one. This is actually a new sponsor to us. The Hive Boutique, located in Rochester. They're a new business. They just opened up. You probably have seen you've probably seen them at the public market if you ever go in Rochester.
Mhm.
Their new shop on Winton by there's a bagel place right next to it that's phenomenal. Yeah, you don't know. Sorry. Phenomenal. Like they do honey, obviously the Hive Boutique. I strongly recommend you give them some love too, because they are big
Yeah.
sponsors for Freedom Weekend.
Super
They're going to
cool.
be here. The owner's name is Jaleesa. Very cool lady. We got to meet her at the public market.
yeah, a couple times, which we do intend on returning to. I'm very much looking
We
forward
haven't
to
talked about that. I was wanting.
the good weather. We've got that army trailer. We've got military surplus stuff, and it was just really fun. I mean, first of all, it worked out financially for us. It was like a good business move. But then it was just so much fun going to all these events and seeing how many people knew us is always fun. But then seeing how many people had never heard of us before. Like, okay, we've been around for 10 years. That's not a super long time, but like it feels like we're known in the region, right? But it was just so cool. Like we would set up and they were just like, what? Like there's a shooting range out here, or there's a gun shop, or, wow, like they heard about the fire and they're wondering how we're coming. So I guess quick note while we're talking about it, what was it? Was it Saturday? What day was the 24th? Sunday was 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year.
1 year. 366 days, technically. It was a leap year. But yeah, 1 year since the fire. It was on March 24th of 2023. And we are a solid way into our rebuild. I don't really have a firm date on, expected completion. We should be getting that somewhat shored up. We'll have a pretty good projectable date in the next couple of weeks here, hopefully. But all I can say is summer. Sometime this summer, we'll be back like we want to be. We're going to have roughly 16,000 square feet of Second Amendment and freedom.
I'll give
out
the
here.
cartoonist a freebie. I didn't hear no bell. That's what, to the fire.
Yeah, I didn't hear no bell. Yeah, Jeremiah, good luck. Write down that you know us. Like that'll help.
Just say that Tyler sent you.
Yep. Say, Colin, give me a job.
Colin, Tyler told me I need job. $200,000 a
It's
year.
like written in crayon. Well, sorry, Jeremiah's not a Marine. Sorry. Like,
So no, it is written in crayon. It's not eaten.
oh, sure. Yeah.
He didn't eat it.
He didn't eat him. That's great. Oh my God. Oh, what else we got?
Say it again.
What do you got? Oh, you starred one. Look at that.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Will you guys have another Springfield Hellion to rent at the range again? I
we
love
have one
shooting them.
currently.
We do actually.
We do still have one. You just can't shoot it, right?
No, it's
Yeah. Alien. That's the actual. Oh, we're mixing up our guns again.
The Hellion was their 5.56 bullpup,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
yeah.
Because Springfield names
I
are
was
so
thinking
confusing.
Echelon.
I was thinking the Echelon.
I was thinking
which we
Echelon.
have.
Yeah.
Thank you, Springfield, for your great.
Yeah.
I was like,
right.
maybe we kept the Hellion. You can't shoot it in the
Did
range that we
keep the
have.
Hellion?
I feel like maybe we did.
Our rentals are in the safe.
There's a bunch of stuff in gun socks in there. I don't know
Yeah.
what's in there.
Like there's a lot of guns we have that we kept that are just in socks in a
Yeah.
safe that we just
I have
that
no
safe,
idea.
That safe
Yeah.
stays locked. We don't ever
Yeah,
go in
yeah.
it.
There's supposed to be 50 guns in here. There are. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Spin the dial. Fucking.
But our rental, I am just so excited for TFP 2.0. Just a lot of the stuff that we talk about behind the scenes, all of like the dreams we have for our new rental program. I really want to increase the machine. I'm making machine guns. I don't want to
Oh.
hurt the algorithm. I've been doing that a lot lately in posts. I'll do like machine and then just the muscle emoji.
Yeah.
I don't go to Beyond Driven anymore, so you can tell.
So
I
there's
don't,
no. I was gonna say you're wearing that awesome loophole, but you're not.
no,
You're
this is
hiding
this is Eddie Bauer.
We don't sell that. You're not allowed to wear that.
They're sponsors.
No, they're not.
You know who should be sponsors, but they're not?
Who?
Richard Haircut.
Yeah, next level.
Next Level Barber.
Well, don't name them. They didn't fucking sponsor us.
But you look so
They charged me
great.
full price. Dude, I had a lot of fun there the other day. What was it, yesterday, day before? We were there and they were talking about how, like, the other day they got a text message from somebody who, like, they used to be like a really close friend with, would hang out all the time with, and then just like hadn't heard from them in a while, and then just like out of the hadn't heard from them in like a year maybe, and was just like, haircut 130 question mark, and he was like, hey bud, like, how are you, how have you been? And I guess he just sent him like his Booksy link to just like, all right, if that's all you want, like, just
Yeah.
use
Put a
this
link.
or whatever. And yeah, I was just saying how it'll be the same with you. Like, you'll be out somewhere, and like, we love all of our customers, of course, but like, it is just funny sometimes when like you'll be out somewhere and somebody will just be like, hey, well, what's your price on 9mm tie? Like, well, I got you. Like, I don't know right now. Like,
See me Monday at noon.
this is I'm in Target right now. Like,
I'm
come
with
on.
my wife.
Yeah.
My wife hates me for having this conversation in Target right now.
Fun stuff. Jonathan asked a fun question. Did you read his question?
Yeah, if we had the ability to develop a firearm right now, what would it be and why?
Go ahead. The long sigh. My answer, I don't know, Josiah, if you want to drop Cugs.ch kugs.ch. So I've maybe teased this before. This is getting closer and closer to reality. Wow, over a year ago, I met and have become quite close with Florian from Switzerland, who is a firearms designer. I don't know if he's quite the John Browning of our time, but I think once he comes to America, that will be his version of John Browning moving out to Utah, right? So like that dude, go on that website. He has designed some very, very cool, interesting designs. The HD 410 is my favorite one.
He's on TikTok.
He is probably on TikTok. Seems kind of crazy. I actually haven't gone on that website in a while, so I don't know what it is. Probably could be weird. I know what he's into. No, I'm just kidding. you know those Europeans, dude. He has got some very interesting designs that he's going to try to come over here and I don't want to say I'm going to help him make guns, but he's going to make guns and I'm going to try to sell them. So I think there's some cool stuff on there. He's got a 50 BMG single shot. He calls the Fat Boy. So I like that, He's got a couple pistols, the K7, a Marquis pistol. The Marquis sounds cool. It's just like a single shot. You're just like at the range. We got my box of ammo. I put a cartridge in and I shoot it. And I put a cartridge in and I shoot it. And it's just kind of like, it's very just like kind of like a relaxing way of shooting where you're not like, loading magazines. And it's just a kind of a laid back, a gentleman's way to shoot, if you will, in his opinion. So that's, I don't know. The only other thing that I've kind of been interested in lately are like, I hate to say like cosplay guns, but like a crazy gun from like a movie or like Halo or something like that. And taking that and making it a functional firearm.
You mean like that kid did with the Halo shotgun, where he made like a prototype?
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I think he took like a left-handed 870, flipped it upside down, and made it like, because the Halo shotgun loads from the
That'd
top.
be cool. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
And obviously guns are they are a tool with an intent and a usually a purpose. But I do think they can be fun. Like there's no reason they can't also be fun. And there's, I think if we are to, like from a broad, 30,000 foot view, I think if we are to preserve the Second Amendment for another 100, 200, 500 years, I think we really need to ramp up and not legitimize. It is legitimate, but we really need to grow the sport shooting aspect of it. And I kind of think the fun aspect of it kind of blends right into that too. I think if we only focus on the serious, and not that those aren't important, I think those are very important. But I think if you can also legitimize the sport and the recreation side of it, it just makes it more socially acceptable, I guess.
I guess if I had to go, it's all stuff we can't have in New York. Like, I just love suppressors, and I would do something integrally suppressed or super easy to swap out suppressors because
Like a
hearing
integrally
safe.
suppressed Thompson.
Yeah.
That's what John wants. John has a great question for you. Is a tank a firearm?
It contains one.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, a cannon,
Yeah.
depending on how you.
I guess those are regulated as destructive devices.
Yeah.
So anything over
the
50
ammunition,
BMG
right? The ammunition is a destructive device too.
Usually,
technically.
Depends what it is.
or otherwise
So-
restricted.
if you had a tank with its big barrel, whatever that is, 90 millimeter or 100 and whatever. Well, I don't even know.
Wouldn't know
tank
anything
stuff,
about
120. I don't know what they are. Big, right?
Not
large.
familiar.
The barrel, like the gun, would be registered as a destructive device. I think the ammo, if you had like an actual tank shell that's gonna like hit something and explode. I think if you had like a large bullet, where it's just case, powder, giant hunk of lead at the end, I don't think so. Obviously, it's not something we're well versed in New York, and not being a destructive dealer.
Yeah.
Destructive device dealer, but I think only if they're like actually explosive rounds, would the rounds themselves then also be destructive devices with serial numbers. Like every cartridge would have one, which is crazy. They're out there. I mean, you can. Is it Drive Tanks? Is the place? There's a place out in Vegas where you can like pay $5 grand, 10
Dumb
grand, whatever
money,
it
I'm
is.
sure.
Yeah, and you can like drive a tank around. You can roll over a junker car, and like pretty sure you can shoot them. I know they have it. We would always go to Knob Creek. There's another one way out west called the Big Sandy Shoot. Big Sandy, I think just because of the culture, and that's where the collector community is out west more. It's out in like Nevada or somewhere, New Mexico. That one, they'll have like artillery show up, and there'll be dudes with like howitzers and fucking
So
cannons,
cool.
and yeah.
I feel like
because they have space.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
You can just go on BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, and just blast into the side of a mountain or whatever. Like, are we clear? Is the range clear? Yeah. All right. Fucking send it. 2 miles.
I feel like New York is very slept on because we're looked at as so neutered. But if we could have that stuff here, there'd be a lot of people with
Be
that
crazy.
kind. I feel like the people in gun culture here go very hard, but it's very behind closed doors.
Mhm. I'm only super familiar with gun laws in New York and federally post like the 94 assault weapons ban, like basically
Yeah.
my lifetime, like when I was, 5 paying attention to gun laws, right? No, but I don't know when in New York. I believe up until the mid 80s, it may be in 94 when the assault weapons ban hit. NFA items were allowed, I believe, right up until that time. So, in theory, I mean, there could be people out there that are grandfathered in somehow that still have these items here in New
So
York. I just think, again, like you were saying, where would you shoot it? So, like, if you're going to have that stuff, you're going to move out to Nevada somewhere in New
Yeah.
Mexico, like where you can actually shoot it.
The Adirondacks.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Jeremiah says we already have the Halo assault rifle, the FN 2000. That is pretty
Such
cool.
a cool gun.
And John says we need to get rid of all of our Republican representatives marching in the same direction. I think we need to get rid of all politicians.
luck. Yeah, just anarchy.
I think I don't need them.
Anarcho capitalism for the win.
If I was gonna build something, those like the volcanic pistols are very interesting.
Sure.
The finger operated
Started the
lever
route.
actions.
Yeah.
So I think building something in that vein would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
I don't have no idea how complicated that would be, but it looks interesting.
I mean, they did it 170 years ago. It can't be that hard.
Right, like it should be fine.
When you can pay workers a half penny an hour or whatever.
You make shirts, right? Okay, scrap that. You're making guns now.
You're fine. I'm gonna lock you in the factory for like 18 hours or so. You cool with that? All right. How are you gonna stop me? Chain.
Triangle Factory vibes.
Yeah, right.
Triangle Factory type beat.
Terrible. No volcanic guns in the new range.
There wasn't no like more
That's fine.
fire to them.
That's
It's
right.
just the name of it.
Yeah, don't come in here shooting volcanoes.
Jeremiah says if New York won't allow him to have a master key, you can't have a tank. It's a good. All right.
Yeah, you should
You know
be able
what?
to have both.
I'll let you have one.
You should be able to have both.
I say it's okay. You can have one, Jeremiah.
I am actually superseding the governor, and
So if you go on forums, which can be a dangerous place, there are, the elders speak of people in New York. The only NFA item that potentially is not banned in New York are AOWs, which is what a master key is, or one of those like Serbu super shorties. I've seen
there is lore.
legend tells of people in New York that were able to complete the NFA transfer process, have their chief law enforcement officer sign off on it, or I think if you put it in a trust, they don't have to do that. And then they were able to get those items put onto their pistol permit. And in theory, you could have an AOW in New York. Now, I have not done that personally.
This is not legal advice.
Right. But if you look on, what was it, like nyfirearms.com or something like that, there used to be a specific, Centola used to run it actually. There used to be a specific New York firearms chat. John says we should have a pumpkin chucking tank, which would be probably
It's part of the crowdfunding.
that Huey would come over real quick.
Just shooting gourds.
All right. You got anything else? You call it?
Yeah, Freedom Weekend, 9th or 8th and 9th. I was thinking of last year's dates. June 8th and 9th.
Good thing the cartoonist can fix all this.
Right? Thank God. If you guys have any ideas of some fun stuff that, would be fun stuff that would be fun, let me know. I'd love to hear your input on that. We did a little swap meeting after last Freedom Weekend, and this Freedom Weekend is going to be improved. But I'd like to hear from you guys. So please
Mm-hmm.
let us know. Email us, comments, and check out our YouTube.
Yeah. Our YouTube's been real fun lately.
Spotify's great too, but YouTube, we can just do so much more with videos and have more fun.
And like, it's hard, even, things that I'm actually interested in, I don't listen to for an hour long. Usually I don't have an hour to just sit and listen to
I do
something.
the car, typically.
Yeah. So, but this is nice. Our YouTube is nice because Fredo's been able to pull like just the best bits of, here's a 1 minute take. Here's a 3 minute take. Like, here's the boys talking about this, why are Chinese students going to be better than your kids? Right. John is just on it tonight. Lawnmower racing. We'll do it.
With machine guns.
There we go. How about this? Roughly every 2 weeks in the summer, as long as your mowers are on, you guys can do lawnmower races anywhere in the grassy areas, as long as you do all of the grassy area cumulatively. Roughly every 2 weeks. Give it 2, maybe 3 weeks, depends on how much rain we've gotten. And you guys can come out, get your lawnmowers on, and then you can race around in the grassy areas and just make sure it's all the same height. That's who can make it the same height fastest. There we go. Marianne loves the
Good
shorts
stuff.
on YouTube.
Aw,
Good
the
stuff.
shorts love her.
Mounted guns on the mower. I love it.
All right, bye
Okay,
guys.
bye.
Either edge, you come trying.